Good morning and welcome to the second installment of Taking Inventory. It's a roundtable of experts that gives our viewers wisdom and insight into the mental health world, and I'm so proud of it. Today it's all about the body and how it changes with anxiety and depression. I'm an open book. I've told y'all before, I'm dealing with this right now. For me, my anxiety gives me a rapid heartbeat and a terrible stomachache. How does your body respond? Or do you not really know? So today we have some experts to help us all out. With us is Dr. Kevin Masters. He's a professor of psychology at the University of Colorado and a licensed psychologist. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, good to see you. We have Taylor McKenna, a licensed acupuncturist and Pilates practitioner, and my friend.
Yes.
Good to see you, Taylor.
Good to see you.
And of course, we have Kelly Reinhardt, the founder of the nonprofit organization Make Mental Health Matter. Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
So thank you for all being here. I want to kind of go around the horn and ask you all the questions because I'm benefiting it. It's kind of selfish for me to ask this question because it's all about me. So we often talk about the mind during anxious times and depressive moments, the racing thoughts, the intrusive worries, but the body is often where the emotions take root. Why, in your opinions, each of you, do you think people feel unsafe in their bodies during this time? Why does it have to be so uncomfortable? I'll start with you, Doc.
Sure. Well, one of the things about human bodies and really other animals as well is that they're all connected. So we tend to think about mind and body, or we tend to think about different systems, different organs, but they do all connect. And so often the first sign of anxiety will be something that you'll feel somatically. And you might not even know what it is that's causing the anxiety. We've probably all had that experience of, I just don't feel very comfortable today. I don't know why. There shouldn't be anything. There probably is a why, but you might not be aware of it. And that's, disconcerting to have this feeling in your body. It's not a comfortable feeling.
No, it's
typically.
awful.
It's the butterflies.
Yep. Sometimes
goes into a headache, stiff muscles, and so forth. So it's not a comfortable feeling. And if you can't really figure out why it's there, then that can be pretty disconcerting to feel.
That's what the word is for me. Awful is another word. Taylor, why do you think the body reacts when the mind is anxious?
Sure. So specifically in Chinese medicine, kind of going off what you said, we can't separate the mind and body. These are two parts to one organism, and it's just really impossible to separate the effect of one not affecting the other, whether it be positive or negative. So often, like with anxiety, this rustling up of energy, or what we might call qi, it is an upward motion of maybe nausea, or the stomach, the upper GI system just not working properly.
Totally.
The heart rate increasing, maybe tight shoulders, the neck, and like you said, a headache. And so oftentimes there's a stuckness of that feeling that we need to process and move through. So, and that's what feelings do. You're supposed to move through. A regulated nervous system, you should be able to move through a feeling.
I'm stuck.
You're stuck.
I'm stuck, everyone.
So it's a little stagnant.
It's a little, Kelly, where do you feel it in your body when you get anxious or depressed or have that feeling?
Yeah, very similar, right? The mind and body are connected, therefore they affect each other. And so you can internalize those things and it can come or manifest through your body. I know for me, it's in my belly for sure.
Me too.
But it definitely is not the best feeling. I think one important thing to know about anxiety is that it's future thinking. So really when we're talking about anxiety, it's because you're thinking about something in the future. So when we can pull ourselves back to even the present moment of right where we are here now today, then we can start to release some of that anxiety that's coming up. But definitely, I know it goes from my belly and it kind of trickles up.
I mean, I'm not eating very much because of that, which is, it's good for the body, but it doesn't feel very good. Now, some of our viewers right now are saying, I don't know, I feel kind of emotionally disconnected. I feel kind of numb. Where would you have them start to try and connect to the body, just to even feel what they're feeling? What do you think?
Well, I would have them start with some very simple exercises. As I'm sitting here right now, I'm aware that my rear end's in the chair. I can feel my watch if I think about it for just a sec. I just put my arms down, I can feel the table there. I can feel a breath. So just start becoming aware of what it is I am feeling. If they want to then do something more as it goes on, that deep breathing, everybody always says take a deep breath, but there is physiology behind why that works. I mean, when you take a deep breath, when you exhale, your vagus nerve kicks in. That's the calming part of it.
I hear the exhale is the most important.
Exhale is the most important because that's where literally your heart rate will slow, And there's this response. I won't go into all the physiology of it, but there's a literal response that's taking place because of that exhale. And so a few of those with like a count of 4 in, and then maybe a count of 5 or 6 out. And a few of those, that also is a way to start getting going.
Into
getting
the
in
body.
touch. Yeah.
Well, you're all about the body with
Yes.
Pilates, acupuncture. What do you tell someone who's like, I'm not connected to the body at all?
You know, that numbness, that disconnection,
Yeah.
someone call it like a disassociation.
Yes.
I want to first honor that, because oftentimes that's a survival skill that we
Yes.
develop in moments of trauma
Yeah.
to save our body or to protect ourselves.
Like repress it, you know?
Sure. But to have that every day, all day is just not natural. And it's not a way for you to live the best life you can and engage with the people around you.
Yeah.
So we honor that there is a purpose for that. And then we can better understand that and decide, is that purpose being served for the greater good right now?
Right, right.
And bringing it back into the present, you know.
That's beautiful.
Becoming aware of it is probably just the first step.
Okay, so getting aware, feeling your body. What do you think, Kelly?
Yeah, I mean, I love that technique. One that I do also is, I mean, simply just rubbing your fingers together, but you're focusing, intentionally focusing, and you're feeling all the ridges in your fingers,
wow.
and you're going to each and every finger, and you can rub all of your fingers together, but you're intentionally like focusing on that for the moment. And that's one that you can utilize anywhere. I mean, no matter
Dinner
where you
parties,
are.
like
Yeah.
whatever, it doesn't matter.
Nobody even knows that you're
Right.
doing it half the time. And for me, I am somebody who fidgets a lot. I talk with my hands a lot.
Me too.
But this calms my brain down.
wow.
Another one that I love doing is, it's called a tension and release. So you actually like tense up your whole entire body, like your face, your feet, like every single thing that you possibly can, and then you release it. And then for a couple moments, you just focus on your breath.
That's beautiful.
And you notice in your body, where else do you have tension? And then start to breathe through to release whatever tension is still holding on. But
That's
one
beautiful.
that I love.
Let me ask you guys this. Let's say I'm highly dysregulated in my system. I'm sort of freaking out, which happens for me a lot when I wake up, especially. What are some tips? I don't want to say tips sort of makes it lessen, but I mean, what do you tell someone to regulate the nervous system when they're in it, in the storm?
Yeah, well, I think one of the first things is if this person's having this experience regularly, you'd like to develop a routine, some
Yeah.
kind of a predictable plan of attack. Because when things are routine and they're familiar, they're less difficult for us. They're less awful, as you were saying earlier. And so it could be really any of these things that we just talked about will all work in that situation. But I would recommend if a person wakes up feeling that way, that they start with one of these physical activities, because the mind it's a bit on race at that point, and you're just waking up. You need a little something to help cool that a little bit, pull down. It might even be just being aware of how you're laying in the bed, how you feel in the cushion, and then eventually, after maybe doing a few of those, a few deep breaths, even some of the things that the other folks have mentioned, then it might be time to go to, okay, this has happened before. I got through it. Okay, this is just my nervous system doing this. It's uncomfortable. I don't like it, but I'm not really in danger at the moment.
Because I feel like I'm about to get hit by a truck.
Yes, I feel, and that's what anxiety is all about. It's about threat.
Right.
But the threat is I'm thinking about right now that it's real. I mean, if I'm thinking about it, it's real. It's not pretend, but it's not a real physical threat at the moment. I'm in my bed.
Sure.
I can get up. I can breathe, and if you can establish a routine, I think that's really helpful, because then you've got a place to go where you've done it before, you can do it again.
Smart. What do you do when you are feeling awful?
Yeah. So ideally, we hone in on a mind-body connection, and that way, on that first sensation of dysregulation, it's almost preventative. We know to go pet our dog. We know to take a few breaths, go to the bathroom, call a friend, have a grounding conversation. But if you are past that point,
That's me.
yeah, and you are fully dysregulated.
And some of our viewers,
Yeah, at that point, one of my favorite tricks, which being a Chinese medicine practitioner, I am so anti-ice all the time. No cold, no cold. It restricts blood flow and qi flow and things like that. However, when your sympathetic nervous system is just wrecked, and you're in that fight, flight, freeze, fawn response. Something that I find to be really helpful is actually creating ice water, actual ice water. We went like 33 degrees or colder, and dunking your face in ice water to help trigger the parasympathetic response, specifically the vagus nerve. And if you don't want to dunk your face in ice water, an ice pack on the back of the neck, super helpful to just kind of disrupt that sensation in the body and help you to better modulate your nervous system.
I love that. Routine ice. Really quick, what would you do other than this, which was so smart?
I mean, my coaching brain is like, I want to know more about why it's so dysregulated, because I kind of, usually there's something that triggers these responses, and definitely all of these are really great things to work on. And I know for me personally, I always have water next to my bed, and before I ever put my feet on the ground, I drink at least half of the glass of water or a whole glass, and then by the time my feet hit the ground, then I'm able to get ready, leave your phone. Like, I know we talk about that all the time, but like really truly, how do you leave the phone and just focus on where you're going and what you're doing, again, in that very moment. But the glass of water next to my bed, and it's just something I remember all the time, is I need a drink before my feet hit the floor.
Nice. Thank you, guys. This has been unbelievable for your insight and wisdom. I'm selfishly writing it all down in my head for me to do it, but it will help our viewers, and I'm hoping it breaks the stigma as we prioritize mental health. Please email your questions and feedback at mycoco@9news.com. Again, thank you so much for being here. All of you is brilliant. All right.